Hello there, this is my top 8 match of Edison World Championship Qualifier 8. In this match I'm going to play against Alvarado, who is playing Blackwings. So from the previous replays, this is what I know of my opponent's deck. It's a Blackwing. And their 19 monster is Gorse instead of the second value, just like my previous opponent. I don't know 3 cards in their main deck, but when this happens, it may be some multiple copies of other cards. In fact, if we see the actual deck list, the missing cards are third Yata, third Icarus, and second Dust Tornado. 2 Dust Tornado and 1 MST are quite good to me, because I only have Aoi to set. So it can be an advantage to me, but let's see, it depends on the situation. If it's done on Aoi, it's not that good. So let's start the game. So he gets to start. Let's see my first 5 cards. Okay. Also in this case I have Dupe and Oi. Not the best combination, but something can be done with those cards. But still I have to see the 6th card. My opponent set, okay, those 3 cards. Okay. Usually when Blackwing sets a monster in the first turn, it's a value. And sometimes there is an Icarus stack for that value, but it depends on the situation, because just like my previous opponents, they know that I have that I run 3 copies of Light and Darkness Dragon, so they may want to send Bayo and Sirocco as soon as possible to the grave. To do so, they can set value and tribute it for Icarus attack or Sirocco next turn, and that's kind of a good strategy actually. So let's see. Okay, about the other card, that could be something like Yata, Dust Tornado, Prison, Bottomless, whatever. I'm inclined to think that that's more Ayata, just because in case of a storm, it is chainable. Potentially those could be 2 Yata, and in that case it would be a -1 for me. But at this point I don't have so much information to think one or another. Now this Tribble is really good. I feel that I have 2 options. The first one is, really risky. It would be to summon Triborn, being 100% sure that that's a value, and I am quite sure about that even when I was playing. But the other one could be a prison. One of the set could be a prison, and that could be really a problem. So it's really, really risky. Yeah, but if I set Tribor and Oi, my opponent might chain Icarus in my end phase. At that point, it would be 2 of my cards for 2 of theirs. But that would not be such a problem to me, because 1 is Tribor, it comes back for free. Of course, even here his value is half of a card which comes for free from the extra deck. And also it's not that bad, it would not be that bad, because with the Triborn gun, Shura is less powerful. Also Bora technically, because I have Fader, but maybe I would let it go. I wouldn't say the worst case scenario, but an unexpected scenario could be if Aoi is destroyed with something like Dust Tornado or MST in the end phase, leaving Triborn on the field to be attacked by Shura or Sirocco, Bora and stuff like that. So, but by the way, this is the move to do. Something in the end phase? Yes, that's the end. Okay. Okay, so the other one could be anything at this point. I mean, Icarus attack, he may not want to activate it just right now, because with I mean, the Tornado, this is actually they know this is the only available spot to activate it, while Icarus attack is really more versatile as card, so it's this is the right choice, and the mindset monster shouldn't scare him so much, because whether they have Bora or other stuff, even if they might think it's a Duke Frog, turn to Blackwing has so many options to destroy it. So, but it would be different in the late game, for example. At this point, Duke Frog can be destroyed in so many ways, so it should not be a concern for him. Tributed for Sirocco, okay, so he has the two ingredients for countering Light and Dark Dragon. Of course, this one is not in the grave yet. It could be banished, for example, not if they have Icarus attack, for example, and with a particular chain, but let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, this is more unexpected, because I would expect Bora, for example, and Gale at this point means Synchro, usually. Okay, this is a little bit weird, because I would expect something else. I mean, this monster shouldn't scare him unless with 3 dark and something else, even these two, to summon the Armed Wing. He's trying to make an OTK, possibly. Okay, he did that before the Dark and Dragon effect. I mean, I don't think that changes much. 7-7, 7-200, for 4, 7-200 it would be, but with a cult, for example, this would be game. So I think that this is the most useful fader of the tournament for me. Now, this is quite good to me, because I have enemy controller plus a tribute, the Monarch. Now, it could be tempting, saying, okay, I have Treeborn, why not to special summon it? Well, there is one main reason not to do so, and that is Icarus attack. They have one Winged Beast monster to tribute, so if I do something like something with enemy controller and tribute, so that I have 2 monsters, that will be a problem. Okay. Because of course I want the control of Dark and Dragon, not that, because I don't have any dark monster in my grave, not even in my hand. This one would be banished, of course. And the best option is this one. We should notice that my opponent, I mean 100%, they don't have Royal Oppression, that set card. I mean, it doesn't change so much at this point, but they would have activated it on Fader. So, enemy controller on Fader. That's not even that risky, because if I take dead and use the effect and something happens, and maybe a compulsory, I think they don't run it, but something like that, I have the possibility to special summon Swap Frog and then Raiza. So, and that would clear the field, because that would be bounced, and the they would have two dark monsters, so I would just delay the problem in that case of compulsory, but in all the other cases I think that I'm quite well. Entering main phase, my opponent is okay with that, so with Prio I destroy that, and that's a relief. Yeah, I was fearing my opponent has Scout to close the game, and that set card is Nycross attack, so it would not be wise to bounce the Icarus attack even if it's tempting, but just to bring back to the extra deck this one. And leave the Icarus attack set for later. Now I've bought some time, but still, and I have a Metrible in the grave, of course that's useful for the next turns. So even in the case I draw Light and Darkest Dragon, I can summon it, and my opponent doesn't have value plus the monster. So I feel quite safe. Now I should think about special summon this one, to bounce Raiza to protect him, but there is only Gale, so Blizzard can actually summon Gale and half Raiza attack, and Blizzard could kill it. The thing is, this would not be ideal, but on the other hand, leaving special summoning Blackwing and leaving Justice in defense position would be a little worse. So I think that I will pass in this way. And also I have sent, any Monarch can be summoned, even Light and Darkness. So I think I'm not in such a bad position now. Okay, there is actually Blizzard. Gale effect, okay. It's okay. Now, even if I don't draw anything better, I can always destroy this Blade Raptor. So I have a lot of life points. Okay, another Duke Frog. It's so many Duke Frogs in this tournament actually. Respond, if that's an Icarus attack, it would be crazy for him to activate it right now. I can summon Duke Frog to get the effect, but I don't see the point. I don't want to add Unifrog at this point or another Swap Frog, so we'll keep it for later, maybe to set it. Maybe the second one can be summoned in attack position, maybe, but that's an Icarus attack, it's not that good. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, few more damage. Okay, more frogs. I don't complain actually. Now my options are I have one Duke Frog left. Okay, there is actually a good move to do, which is win with one Dupe and one Unifrog to sending the other frogs to the grave in this case, not to draw them. I have plenty. But Unifrog with a Duke Frog in defense position, forcing my opponents to activate in case it's an Icarus attack, so that this monster is destroyed. I can add one more card, so he uses 2 cards, and I actually use just one, the initial substitute, and I get 1 card from the deck, so we'll end the turn maybe with 4 cards, and my opponent with 2 less cards, and a few less cards in the deck, a few less frogs in the deck, so that I can actually increase the chances of drawing strong monsters. Of course, my opponent doesn't know that I have 2 Duke Frog in my hand, so they might think I want to just summon 2 Duke Frogs, but this is actually my only choice, and so it's his. Okay. Okay, they're passing. This is quite intimidating from Blackwing, because this happens when they're trying to load the hand with Sirocco, Bora and stuff, and to make 5,000-6,000 damage in one turn. Maybe with another bleed or stuff like that. We'll see. Oh, this is nice, but because it can deal some damage. The problem is they also run Gors in their deck, and I don't feel safe about doing the Treeborn and Darksea Hunter formation to attack and a little of to be defended, but because it would be terrible versus Gors. And also the Treeborn is often weak against Blackwing because of Shure and Bora, Armed Wing, anything. So Duke Frog is not bad, because if it survives, I can either summon Armed Sea Hunter or normal summon another one. Maybe after attacking with Rock Frog, then Bounce and Duke Frog if they don't have any cards in the deck. And in case of Gors, that could actually work, because I mean, unless they have something like Brionac with Bor and stuff like that, the lock would stay on the field even with Gors, and as they don't run Caius. So I think this Duke Frog is quite good for the moment. Now I am enabling Sirocco, but just Sirocco is not enough, so they might think not to do it. From my previous matches against this skilled player, I know that they tend not to leave any cards on the field versus Frog, so they might have something to do, but rather than doing Sirocco attack on a Duke Frog, then next turn Caius or Raiza, they will not summon and pass with nothing on the field. But still, they know I have 3 Death and Darkness Dragon, so that might be risky. But they might, for example, be accumulating their chainable traps for next turn, I don't know. So let's see if they actually do something. No, they don't. Okay. Testalos might change the strategy at this point, because it's true that the lock is good, but some damage is not either, and it's not just damage. For example, this one, it's also discarding, and if I want, I can bounce it and make a lot of more pressure. Actually, I can do something really. I can do both things, because I can normal summon Testalos, special summon Swap Frog by discarding this one, and then with the additional normal summon Duke Frog, so I would have, and flip this one, so I would have 2 Duke Frog, and with all damage of the Testalos. So that's kinda good, and even a little safe, because if the opponent summon Gors, as I said before, the lock can protect me a little bit more. So I think this is a good strategy. It all, of course, depends on what I'm going to hit with Testalos. If there's Gors, I want to take Gors, of course. Acros, it's kind of good, because it's the second one, so my lock will be stronger. Well, I should have maybe flipped this one for 100 more damage. Okay, no Gors, that's great. Okay, lock. Let's see. Okay, a lot of pressure from my opponent. If they have something to do, they will do it this turn, even set cards. Okay. Okay, here it comes. Now, if they have Solemn Judgment, I can summon this one and win. No, I cannot just swap frog, avoiding bottomless trapole, but I should try this one in that case. If they have two chainable cards, okay, it would be next turn maybe. Two chainable depends on, because if Torrential Tribute resolves, I can summon Raiza and go for game. Let's see. Now I think that the wise move would be attack 1, attack 2, and then 3. Especially because if my opponent has Mirror Force to chain, with the Tube Frog in attack position, I would get the effect. While if I put these ones in defense position, I would not, because it would be letting Darkest Dragon to destroy them, so they miss the timing. But of course, if they chain 2 cards, I get to summon from the grave, unless one is Oppression. Oppression plus Gorse is Oppression. Oppression plus Mirror Force. Mirror Force resolves, and after that, they can pay 800. Okay, that would be their way out, and in that case, the Duke Frog in attack position would be good, but for some reason I put them in defense position. Maybe because I just wanted to find out what those 2 cards were and see if I win game 1. Okay, and let's see what we have. Okay, these 2 cards, of course, but not helpful. So helpful versus the lock. Mirror Force was here, but it was Storm, not Oppression. Okay, so it was not chainable at all. Okay. Okay, so deck in progress. I mean, I knew a few of their cards. I mean, I knew 1, 2, 3. I mean, the usual plus Mask, which is not something that everyone runs. Skill Drain also, it's weird because some Blackwing players use it against Frog, some other don't. I don't think it's great. I mean, if you do Skill Drain in the first turn, on a Swap Frog, for example, okay, you get, you can stop for a few turns the Monarch from summoning frogs. But for example, Toad can tribute itself to summon Tribor in defense position, and sure, Albora won't have their effect, so it's an actual defense for every turn. Also, Monarchs do activate their effect if they are still face up in resolution. Their effect is negated, but they activate the effect. So if, for example, Caius targets Sirocco and my opponent chains Bottomless Trapole, Bottomless Trapole will banish Sirocco for 1 more 1000 damage, and this one is for cost. So sometimes when Skill Drain, when I have to deal with Skill Drain, I will deal a lot. I will prioritize the damage over the card advantage. The usual are the same. I mean, I don't think that they will side Skill Drain and Oppression. Dyna maybe, even if Dyna and Skill Drain, I don't know. And Mask, of course, this is 100% because it is for my deck. And so is Tatami, Cooling Drag, and maybe Virus. There are so many cards, I don't know if they are going to side all of these sideable cards. While I'm going to side the usual cards. I'm also keeping the Hunter. I don't remember if 1 or 2 because of Dyna, of course, but also Skill Drain, because I've when all the effects are negated, is 1100, 1800 attack is not that bad. Okay, now of course he is going to start. Okay, heavy storm, it's always appreciated. Okay, this is not bad. Now, okay, I would never activate in storm in this kind of situation. So Reggae Break and Tribune is really good. I could summon this one for damage, but it would be really without effect, so I don't want to activate it. I mean, to summon it, I could actually, but also I would enable my opponent Sirocco, maybe being forced to use Reggae Break, maybe not, but I don't really want to. One good move, I mean, without Reggae Break, I would maybe set this one to use substitute the next turn. But I also have, I have an oddly aggressive end, because I have Caius, Armentianter, Storm, Reggae Break, so I can deal a lot of damage in few turns, which is odd for this deck. So I'm quite happy to trade my substitute for a Stun Frog, which can make 1000 this turn, and we'll see, maybe something. And depending what my opponent does, I will be tempted by using Reggae Break on monster, so even Storm will hit the set cards, and we'll see. Okay, not Basher. Effect, no oppression, okay. Okay, I was sending this one, but Skill Drain was actually chain. So this goes back to the deck, which is shuffled, and that's what I was saying about Skill Drain. Now I play for the damage, and I'm not. I mean, I feel that I am in advantage position actually, because I can deal a lot of damage. Maybe even drawing enemy controller, I can close the game in a few turns, maybe if they summon monster, because of course Skill Drain doesn't negate Gale, the summoning effect of Gale and Bora, so they can swarm a lot of monsters. Just, okay. I have to think, do I want to, prevent my opponent from summoning Gale and Bora? Bora can be tricky, but no, I think that I'm good for this moment. Okay. So this is to make a little bit more damage next turn. Why? Because they have 6000. Maybe this will be, he won't negate this one. So it will be 42 under the left. If they summon Sirocco, for example, once I summon this one, enable Sirocco, I can do a Storm plus Caius, which is 34, leaving my opponent with 800, possibly. If nothing else occurs, of course, maybe an RTK with triple Kalut, I don't know, but let's see. Okay, this is quite good. Not in this very spot, but in the long term. So I am quite protected by this tribal. He won't be able to activate Ghost, so I'm super safe on this. Okay, Whirlwind. I guess that this is the card drawn this turn, because maybe he would have activated on this one. So he is dealing with the previous turn cards, but with the Sirocco enable. Okay, no Sirocco. Kalut in end. Okay. That doesn't sound so good. Okay, this is better for him. So the cult is not to be used on this one. Dad. No, no dad. Dad without effect, of course. So I don't have the effect of the hunter to destroy the tribal instead, but I'm okay with it. Okay, this is really tempting for Heavy Storm. Of course, in case of Icarus attack, this could be a good card as well, but let's see what's gonna happen. Tribal is already in the field. Now, I think that I can do what I was saying before, but even better. Said that this could be a Sirocco, and he had with all the Caius move, he had the 800 life points, but by drawing this water monster, I can special summon this one and maybe deal the remaining 800 damage. But let's see if they change something. If Icarus stack is chained, I won't deal the damage with this for Caius in this dark monster, but still I would be in an excellent position anyway. So let's see. Okay, that was Icarus attack, so if we change it, it could be... I think that they have thought about that Caius plus this one would be 3400, so 800 points left, but they didn't see the Stun Frog coming this way. So unless there is Ghost, which is very unlikely with 2 continuous cards, 2 more continuous cards, like I guess to Skill Drain sided in, maybe Ghost sided out. Let's see if this is gained. Now attack with Caius first, because in case of Gorts, he would be with 800 left. I can bounce this one, and if he doesn't OTK, I can deal 1000 damage. But this is not the game, GG's, so this is actually the end of the match. Okay. Okay, showing me. Okay, there was actually one more than one cult with Blizzard. Okay, could have been if after this storm on Skill Drain I couldn't win, it would have been really tough. Okay, but this was good actually. One more thing. After a couple of days from this match, I played the semifinals, I win it, and after that, Alvarado wrote me a message on Discord, which is this one. One more, you got this. I really appreciate it. This, I think this is a really great gesture of sportsmanship, and I want to thank him for this. Okay, thank you very much for watching.